Hey, so tell me, why are you here?
Because I'm a terrorist.
Good, good. We're getting somewhere. Now, can you tell me, do you know why terrorism is a social justice issue?
Because it's bad.
Yes, but you see, terrorism not only affects you, it affects everybody. It took me a while to learn this, but terrorism is demoralizing. It's the taking of lives. You're murdering people. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting their families. You're hurting a lot of people in this. It's international. Everything about it. It's. I could not find one good reason why terrorism is good. And I was a terrorist myself. Anyways, um, so do you know exactly where this problem's found?
No, not really.
Any guesses?
I, I guess America?
Good, good. But it's not just limited to America. As I said before, it's international. Terrorism is everywhere. There's bombings in Europe, in Asia. There was American incidents, but they've come from outside different countries attacking countries as well as within countries. It's a very very broad subject. Okay, how about this? A little more personal. Who do you think the victims are?
Well, I'd have to say the people that die.
Good. They are the initial victim. But did you ever think what happens when their family finds out about it? And their family's friends find out about it? What if it's put on TV? What if it's on the radio? Everybody that listens, everybody that hears, they are now victims. Fear, depression, all these different emotions they feel. They're victims too. You can't forget about them. But I have one question. Did you ever think about yourself?
Um,
Did you ever think, am I the victim? What would lead you to do such acts? You you would have to be a victim of yourself almost. It's a little hard to grasp sometimes.
guess I never really thought of it like that.
It's good, it's good. Well, now you're thinking. Um, I do have a personal experience with this issue. My brother died. He was killed by a group of terrorists. They just came after him and shot him down one day. And I was angry at the terrorist. I was really, really angry at him, and I didn't know what to do. So I became a terrorist. And I made it my goal to go kill them. And I did. But I later realized that killing them wasn't the right thing to do at all. How exactly do you view this? Terrorism. What kind of point of view do you take?
Uh, Utilitarianism.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've thought about it like that. And a utilitarianist would really look at terrorism as as a whole, of course, because they look at the broad picture and they look at everybody, they encompass everybody. And there's not one really good thing that comes out of it. If you think about it, utilitarianism is for the betterment of the majority. Well, you're killing yourself sometimes, you're killing others, you're hurting others. If it gets broadcasted, you're hurting millions of other people. Where's the benefit? Doesn't really make sense. I mean, my faith. I'm a Christian, and the way we look at it, Murder, it's a sin. Suicide, you're taking away the life God gave you. I mean, it's kind of going against him. Natural law, that's against nature to kill. No matter where you look at it from, it's wrong. Christianity would probably look at this issue and look at the broad aspect and see, why would a terrorist do such a thing? Why would they take their life that God gave them, a precious thing, and get rid of it with the intent of taking others' lives away as well? So they'd probably look at the broader aspect and try and help out in other areas. And I also noticed that the church does this. The church goes and they find, they educate people and they teach them and they make sure that they understand the negative effects of it. They give them hope and they build relationships with them. Even just people that'll go out with community service things and just go talk to kids. It gives the kids hope and makes them feel loved so they won't go and do such acts. The church has continued to respond like this after events like 9/11, bombings over in Europe with the subway station, just all those things. They've continued to look beyond the immediate impact and help out the families that were impacted by it, as well as help out or build a new program for the kids and for all those, and help educate and try and make kids stay away from it. This kind of leads to the action plan of the church, which is really building up ways of prevention. And instead of letting the kids just live randomly, see acts of violence, and go off and commit them themselves, going to them and saying, hey, you live in a violent neighborhood, or you live in a place where you see violence, that's not okay. And they look at education, they look at health. There's a few things that I want you to kind of read, so I'll just kind of give you brief things. One of them is the pastoral message on the aftermath of September 11th, and that's recent after the September 11th attacks, and it talks about poverty and how we should really, and that, like I was saying before at the church, how we should really go in and look at the poverty and the education and see how low their levels are and help benefit those and increase those. And that's kind of one response the church took. Another little quote that I found from Bishop Fiorenza is, without in any way excusing indefensible terrorist acts, we still need to address those conditions of poverty and injustice which are exploited by terrorists. Some Bible readings that I found that may help you out are, but I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, and that's Matthew 5:44.
No.
Another scripture would be from Romans 12:17. Repay no one evil for evil. Both of these say love terrorists rather than go after them. And looking at the current action plan of America, after we got attacked, we sent troops over and we're still currently stationed in the Middle East fighting the war on terrorism and stuff like that. And so it's the church is pretty much saying help, and he may not be an enemy anymore. My action plan would be with taking what JP2 did when he was shot, and he went and confronted the man. I would say that we should take the families, and because not the actual victims that were dead, but the families and the immediate families, and send them over and have them confront the terrorists and have them talk.